If you told yourself that you have to be perfect on this journey, you lied to yourself. You lied to yourself. Last night, God said, you're a better person. A better person. And I wrote it down. And when he said that, I felt my heart feel so full, but I also got emotional. And I wrote it down, and I thought I'd share it today because many of us go through these days where we sit and we reflect. We reflect on our past, who we used to be, and we reflect on the things that we're not proud of. And even though we are changed, sometimes it can get to us. Sometimes the enemy will use our past against us. Sometimes he'll use people to use our past against us. And sometimes people will, exaggerate your past. Sometimes it's not even as bad as you think it is, but people will try to make it seem like it's the worst thing ever. But remember something, everything that you guys have been through is what taught you. It was a part of your journey. It was a part of the wisdom. It was a part of your growth. And without tests, trials, and tribulations, you wouldn't have a testimony. And sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, because we think of our past and we think about who we used to be, right? Whether we drank a lot, partied a lot, went out, whatever you did in your past. Sometimes when you think about that, it's like you start to feel like what you're doing now is not enough and you have to be better. You have to do better. And then you put too much pressure on yourself because you're not trying to relive the past, or you're not trying to be the person you used to be. And although you've changed, there's this I wouldn't say fear, but there's this paranoia maybe about, I don't want to go back to being that person. I don't want to be that angry person anymore. I don't want to be that sad, depressed person anymore. Or I don't want to be that, whatever it is you guys did. So it's like you start putting more pressure on yourself to be perfect. You start putting more pressure on yourself and you're saying, oh my gosh, the other day I yelled at someone, I feel bad. Or the other day, I clapped back at someone via text message or via email, I feel bad. Or the other day someone smiled at me when I was outside, but I didn't smile back, not because I was angry or anything, but because I wasn't really thinking about it. And I feel like I may have hurt the person's feeling, or I may look like I'm this bad person because of that. That is putting too much pressure on yourself. Because let me tell you something, even though many of you guys have changed, you are still going to have experiences. You are still going to have days where you're not always going to be happy. You're going to have days where you may be a little bit moody. You're going to have days where, a swear word may come out your mouth because you're so frustrated, but you don't even swear. But then that one day you're frustrated, you may swear and be like, oh my gosh, God, I'm so sorry. And you may apologize and repent, but then that may eat you up. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. It's okay. We're still going to make mistakes. You're not who you used to be. And you're not going to go back to who you used to be. And because you're too hard on yourself, sometimes you think that you're not a good person because you're too hard on yourself. But you're a better person. You're a better person. And that's why God says you're a better person. Because compared to who you used to be, you've made a lot of changes in your life. Being on this walk is not easy. You're going to get arrows being aimed at you from all over. Even from the very people who claim to love God. They're going to shoot arrows at you too. And compared to how many of you guys were back in the day, many of you guys did not let things like that slide. You would talk back. You would clap back. You would lay hands back. Like, that's probably the kind of people or person you used to be. You were about that life. You were meet me outside. Right? A lot of you guys, a lot of things that you guys go through now, you would not have let that slide. But let me tell you something. The fact that someone can throw arrows at you, aim arrows at you, and you may get annoyed and upset, but you don't say anything back to them. The fact that you're not seeking revenge. The fact that you're still praying, you're still fasting, you're still choosing faith, you're still choosing love over hate. You are a better person. You are a better person. See, when you're living life every day and you see yourself every day and you are just trying to like make it every day, when you look at yourself over and over and over again, you don't notice the changes. Why? Because you're walking the shoes. There's so much going on around you and so much distractions going on around you, so much obstacles going on around you. You don't even notice the changes that you've made sometimes because you're in the moment. You're in the moment. You're seeing everything else but you. You know that, right? You're seeing everything else but you. And just like you're seeing everybody else but you, there's people on the outside that are seeing everything else but themselves. And the people on the outside that are seeing everything else but themselves, they're seeing the changes that you've made. They're seeing the growth in you. Let me tell you something. If the changes that you made were not valid, or if you were not a better person, then why is the devil trying so hard? Why is he trying so hard to get you, to get in your mind, to get you to go backwards, to put you down? If you are not a better person. Because let me tell you something. If you were the person you used to be, and you were a horrible person, Satan would already, he would have already had his way with you. He wouldn't need to be attacking you like that. He wouldn't be attacking you like that. He wouldn't be trying to send people to aim arrows at you. Because why? He's already receiving what he wants from you. You get it? He wouldn't be attacking you like that. You wouldn't be being tested all the time, because he's getting what he wants from you. So the fact that you're fighting every day to keep the faith, to believe, to maintain being that better person, means that you have changed and you are a better person. Okay? I just have to tell some people that, because some of you guys are too hard on yourself, including me. I'm hard on myself too. I'm always thinking I'm not doing enough, and then I feel bad even when if I get angry about something, I feel bad for being angry. Even when I have all right to be angry, I feel bad for being angry, because I don't like being angry at anyone or anything. I don't like that. I don't like being moody. I don't like being that. I like being this uplifting, positive person, but I also know that I'm a human being and I have days, and I'm allowed to have emotions. And that's what God has to tell me. You're allowed to have emotions, but what matters is what you choose to do and the actions that you take when operating through those emotions. Are you going to pray? Are you going to ask me to heal your heart, to remove the sadness or remove the anger? Or are you going to choose to react from the anger? That's the real, you know, that's what really matters, is what you choose to do when operating through these emotions. Look at who Paul used to be. Look at the mistakes David made. Look at the mistakes Jacob made. Look at the mistakes Moses made. But look who they became. They became better. They're better than who they used to be. God says you are better than who you used to be. You are a better person. That means that there is progression when it comes to you. So we gotta stop being hard on ourselves. Anyways, love you guys. Bye.